FM21 with Newport County. If you've been following along with the previous episodes, then that's amazing. If you haven't, try and catch up with them. We're currently on a journey within League One. We're sat within the relegation places. We're sat 23rd, so second from bottom. Um, and we're coming up against Bolton away in our next game, who are 19th and only need 3 points to try and secure their safety in comparison to ours. If we're looking at it though, there's 9 points available. Cambridge could finish on a potential of 55. Leyton Orient can finish on 54. Newport County on 51 and 49 points for Exeter. Depending on the win from Bolton or Swindon, this will guarantee their safety, and another loss for Exeter will guarantee their relegation. Newport County, providing they win all 3 games, and there are slip-ups from the teams in the 4 places above, and potentially Plymouth and MK Dons losing heavily in the next few games, decreasing on their goal difference, there's potential for Newport to remain in the league. However, we're away to Bolton, which is going to be a very tough game. If we can take 3 points off them, that'll certainly open things up for us. And we can look forward to try and pick up the last 6 points against Oxford away and then Forest Green at home. However, both of these teams seem to be doing quite well this year, so I don't see us gaining 9 points over the next 3 games. For me, at the moment, it's looking guaranteed that we're being relegated, which is going to be such a shame. And we can only try and work our hardest from now until the end of the season and try and hold our heads high, as well as having our sustainable plan for the season ahead, where we continue with our stature and structure by maintaining a manager and a management team, by having new players come through, maintaining the coaches on contracts, and trying to re-engage within League Two, and try and refocus and align for the season ahead. So everything's looking positive. Everything's looking structured and in place for the season ahead, especially if we get relegated. It's going to be such a shame if we are. And I can really hope that we improve for the season ahead. And then we can certainly try to move forward as we continue to develop the squad for the season ahead and try to get promoted back into League One. However, this time round, I would like to win the league. We slipped up from winning the league first time round, but we ended up finding a promotion, which was really good for us. And we do have a very experienced squad where we're continuing to develop our youth academy players in and around the squad. So it's looking very positive for what we're doing in Newport County. I really hope that we can turn things round by getting promoted and being stronger next time round. I really hope the board, as I keep saying in all the previous episodes, decide to keep me in charge, because I would really appreciate that and hope to continue to build on what they've appointed me to do, and continuing to build on my experiences whilst I'm in charge at Newport County, and to reassure the fans that we can get promoted. As I was saying, I turned down a number of other jobs to remain loyal to Newport County. As previously mentioned on the last episode, I'm trying to focus on a long-term save with Newport County and seeing how far I can take them and certainly build on it. So that's one of the reasons I've turned down many jobs. I just hope the board can remember this and take this into consideration whilst preparing for the season ahead. I also hope they take into consideration that I'm still young at 30 years of age in game time. This is my first job. I've never managed in League One. The lack of resources and budget available for this season has prevented us from getting some more experienced and quality players for League One in the squad. We had signed some previous players who had played at Premier League level. However, they're no longer at the standard required, and have struggled to break into our squad for the season ahead. So we got a couple of signings coming in now. Henry Sam from Spurs, whose contract was ending. He's wanted by Ebbsfleet, who I believe are in the National Conference. Henry Sam is 17 years of age, capped at under 23 level for Nigeria. He's not been too bad in reserves or for the under 18s for Spurs this year. There's certainly potential for him to develop, and not a bad signing for us. Currently rated at 75 overall, so with a bit of training around our under 18s and with our academy, or a loaner in the National League, and then trying to rotate him back into the squad as he returns from loan may benefit. If not, we could look to sell him long term, and we might make a bit of money on him, so it gives us a sustainable plan, as well as trying to make a bit of profit within the process, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Excuse me. So as we continue to move forward, we got Grant Chandrinos. Grant Chandrinos. 45 games, conceded 66, however, he is 16 years of age. 13 clean sheets, 3 man of the match. Average rating, average passing percentage, 70%. Average rating, 7.07. So, good keeper who seems to be on the horizon at 16 years of age. Lots of potential for him to develop. Of course, he's not going to be a world beater or Premier League goalkeeper. However, he could be a good challenge for the youth players that we've had come through in recent years. And he could find his way into our first team squad. And he could be our third choice goalkeeper in that sense. So it's great that we have these youth players coming through. Obviously, over time, we want to improve the keepers that we have. And certainly have better. For example, now we're going to look at Calvin Leyland Vardy. He's wanted by Bournemouth, Sheffield and Sunderland. So they're all clubs who are higher ranked than us in the English pyramid. So if they're looking at him, then we certainly should as well. If we're going to bring him in, he would be our third best goalkeeper. Scott Carson's retiring at the end of the season, so he would become our second best goalkeeper. He's only 17 years of age. He's been at the academy at Manchester City. He's played 43 games this year, 14 clean sheets, 2 yellow cards, 2 man of the matches, 11 yellows. Average rating of 6.74. However, if he's playing in a higher league for the under-18s with Manchester City's academy, then of course he's going to find it tougher compared to our goalkeeper, who will be playing in a lesser league because of the category rankings. He has played in a Papa John's Trophy game. He did concede 1. Saves tipped, saves parried. Not doing too bad. Didn't do too badly in that game. It seems average rating of 7, so he hit the green in that sense. There wouldn't be any compensation to sign him, so let's go in and try and offer him the deal at this time. And then there's one on the table if he wants to come in, and it makes things easier for us. We're going to keep the minimum fee release clauses in there. If we can try and bump them up though to 2.7 and 2 million, that's amazing for us. Because within that time, if we do end up developing him and a club come in for 2 million, that is absolutely huge for us and could see us sign at least 10 players for that money, and it would be an amazing sell for us. So there's definitely potential here in this lad. Yes, he's going to come in. There's a couple of little things I could have changed in his contract there. We could have gone into a little bit more depth and negotiated that contract harder. However, there is a contract on the table for him to consider. Tyreek Wilson, 1 under-21 cap, 23 years of age, Irish, valued at £82,000. Estimated cost 60k. He'd be our 4th best player, so wouldn't come in and really change our squad. Was obviously in the Man City youth. He's currently gone back to Ireland. He's not doing too badly. He's not doing too great. There's potential there for him to hit 3 stars, which would be good for us. But we're going to keep our options open. Michael Kelly, 25 years of age, centre-back, can play wing-back left. Valued 11.25k. Wanted by a number of clubs: Blackpool, Lincoln, Peterborough, Shrewsbury and Accrington. The scouts have said he would be a very good signing. Currently rated at 77. He'd be our 3rd best behind Aaron Lewis and Mickey Demetrio. Just in front of Liam Shepherd, so that's good for us. Lots of positives there. Mickey Demetrio's also 33. If we brought Michael Kelly in, who does have experience and would be great for us to come in and get him a run in the squad, that would certainly be very beneficial for us. So his contract is expiring at the end of the year. I'm going to add him on to the end of contract offers on Tony Adams, and at Tony Adams' scope of players that we have looked at and that we're adding on his recruitment continues to grow, and certainly adds benefits for us by having players there we can consider and further evaluate and offer contracts to. Carl Dickinson, under 23's assistant manager, has a National A licence. We can offer him a Continental Pro. So there's certainly opportunity for us to develop him and improve what we're doing in our club development, as well as improving our opportunity for our academy players. This is his first coaching job. He's under 23's assistant manager. He's 36 years of age, has a lot of playing experience. He's also developing a lot of his characteristics and attributes. So there's certainly potential for Carl to keep developing, and he could be promoted as he works further along for us, or he could potentially have job offers elsewhere, and we get a bit of compensation in the meantime, so it works out better for us. We have Darren Bent, he's currently studying for his Pro A license. Neil Wainwright studying for his Pro. Lee Kendall studying for his Pro. Our Spencer Pryor, our Academies manager, he is on a Continental Pro license. This is his first ever coaching job. Obviously, in real life, he's obviously had a lot of other jobs within that 12-year stint. So it's good that we have him in charge. And then we have our sports scientist, physio, and performance analyst. So it's looking good down there for our academy. We're continuing to develop our coaches. If we have 2 that achieve their pro license, and then we get Darren Bent on his pro following the passing of his A, and then continue to support Carl. So then we'll have 5 pro licensed coaches in our academy, which is great as we've invested in these coaches and we're given lots of opportunity to develop from the ground up. I think it's great that we have former international players such as Scott Carson and Darren Bent in and around the place, because they can provide another narrative as well as advice for these players around the squad and talk about their times on national level, trying to increase the motivation and hunger for players within our squad and certainly aim for higher things. Certainly their experiences within Premier League football is going to benefit our players, especially youth academy players, and for me it's great to blend that playing experience with the quality coaches that we have available and that we're continuing to invest in. So here we go, we're kicking off against Bolton, away from home, 0-0. We definitely need to win this game and the 2 games remaining. It is going to be very tough. Bolton obviously going to be wanting to remain in the league, which is very important for them. So they're going to be working as hard as possible to get the 3 points. Little bit of lag kicking in today, which is such a shame. However, we're just going to try and play through and get on with it. And we're going to try and finish this season off. And then we can get more into episode 10 and into the season and look to what we're going to do in the following episodes, providing what the board decisions are going to be and where this save takes me. Really interesting save ahead. I want to stay with Newport County. Certainly committed and loving what I'm doing with them. Really interesting. Lots of scope and potential to keep developing this save in the club. Disallowed. Really unfortunate there by Dom Telford. He's a player who's in our first team and hopefully can get off the ground running in League 2 next year and score some more goals for us. And that's one of the more important things for him. And I want him to perform more consistently. Same with Swan, same with Collins, Craig as well. There's a lot of players we have here who can score goals. Good, there's 1-0 there. Assist by Matty Dolan, headed in by Will Swan. Really good that he's got on the scoreboard and got himself another goal this year. I obviously want to improve the way that we're playing. I want players to hit an average rating over 7. So there's certainly going to be lots of potential for us to develop our tactics for next year and look at how we're giving instructions and responsibility to the players as we can move forward. So it's definitely going to be interesting the way that we continue to develop the save and we get more into the game. Unfortunately, Will Swan, rated 7.2, has a goal, has picked up a bit of a knock. There's a couple of players. We got 4 players available on the bench. All are very capable. We're going to bring on Lee Andrews, who's done very well in the youth system this year. Trying to develop more of our youth players within the first team. Give him the experience, especially at the end of the season. And you never know, with his energy and motivation, despite being nervous there, he could end up getting an important goal for us, as well as an important goal for him. Recommended change already on the 48th minute by Hats to bring on Keanu Marsh-Brown, who is currently being released at the end of the season. However, if we bring him on now and he impresses, potentially we could offer him a 1-year contract extension, more for squad depth and rotation, and to maintain a player who knows the club in and around. He does have a lot of qualities. He hasn't really shown them in the league for us. Not getting enough assists, not getting enough goals. Obviously, he hasn't had enough consistent game time in and around the first team. I will take that into consideration on the man management and squad management. Unfortunately, Andrews didn't score there. That would have been great for him. But that's why he's coming on to gain that experience and how he's to develop his composure whilst under pressure. So, good. Well done, Aaron Lewis. Dom Telford scores 2-0. Really, really important for us to score that second goal. We just need to maintain our defence. We seem to be giving possession away a lot, which is such a shame for us. And that's exactly what happens. Overload in the midfield, press really high from Bolton, move the ball quickly after quick reactions, then get back in the game 2-1. Such a shame that we have conceded here, and they find themselves back in the game. Keanu Marsh-Brown's come on, average rating of 6.5. Forendorf is 6.4, so I'm going to bring him off for Viggers, just to add a bit more energy up front, and hopefully Viggers can push the ball forward, and if not, pinch a goal for us to win 3-1 and guarantee those 3 points. But when it's mistakes like that, that almost cost us. They can have a lot of energy here, Bolton, because they want to pick up the point rather than the loss, and they're certainly going to be motivated because they need the points right now till the end of the season. We really need to stay calm and composed. We've only had 2 shots on target and scored from both of them. There hasn't been much difference between us and Bolton in this game. Bolton haven't really been clinical or had many shots on target. So we just need to hope that we can get until the end of the game, and their continued shot taking is off target. But we don't really want them taking shots, as we just want to kill off the game. Hopefully we could have there if Telford played that ball across the box quicker. But we've won the corner. We can use a bit of time wasting there, which the corner taker did. Good, we've come away with the 3 points, which is really, really important. We want to try and finish on the best amount of points we can in League One. I believe League One is the highest league Newport County has ever been in. Such a shame we've just lost Will Swan. He's out for 4 weeks to 2 months. That is a huge difference for us, considering the players we have available. But this is the highest league Newport County have ever been in. So we want to set ourselves a maximum, set ourselves a target next time round we get promoted for the number of points we need and want to beat. But we want to be very proud of the work that we put in this year. And even though we got relegated with, say, 48 points, depending on whether we win or lose the next games, then we would say, look, 48 points, let's aim for at least 56 this time round, because that can guarantee us a bit of safety on the analysis of where the table was last time round. There's certainly potential here for us to keep developing. You know, we're going to see what happens over the next 2 games. We're away to 7th place Oxford. That isn't going to be easy. And then we are playing 12th place Forest Green, obviously, who could move in that meantime. But Oxford is never going to be an easy game for us, especially away from home. Last time we played Oxford, we did lose to them, which was such a shame. So it would be good if we could turn the things round and try and take the 3 points. Matthew Craig there, 20 years of age. Been in and around our first team after having been released from Spurs. He's had plenty of game time in reserves and has really impressed. He hasn't impressed too much in the league, but I will take in consideration that this is his first time in and around the league and first team, and that he does have potential there to continue growing with the more game time, and that he could be more of a squad rotational player, and then over the next year to 2 years perhaps we can sell him off. Marsh-Brown apparently should be dropped by his country. He is surplus to our requirements. Average rating of 6.53 since he come in this year. He is going to be released. It's so unfortunate because I really do have so much time for Keanu Marsh-Brown in real life. I wish he'd made the most of his time whilst at Newport, and certainly whilst in America. However, he does find himself now here at Wrexham, so I wish him the best of luck at Wrexham whilst he is there, and certainly hope that he does well in the meantime. I'm a big fan of his. I just hope that he continues to apply himself, and that he can enjoy his career, and certainly show the talents that he has. And if he could do it in the Welsh League, that would be fantastic. Okay, looking forward here now to the next game, tactical meeting. Okay, whoops, just skip past there. Okay, do it. Okay, good. Oh, Will Swan is injured, so let's quick pick there. Okay, Hawkins has gone at the back, even though he's carrying a bit of an injury. Labs is suspended, Liam Shepherd injured, Will Swan injured, Twormley out on loan, and Mickey Demetrio is injured. Louis here, wanted by Crew on a transfer, so one of our youth players. We may let him go so he can develop his career and have experience elsewhere, and you never know, he may become first team goalkeeper. We may put a buyback clause in there, but we can certainly look at opportunities for him. So Scott Carson's retiring, but has signed a contract to remain at the club as an under-18s coach. Courtney Watson is wanted by Northampton, and he is going to be released at the end of the season by us. But we're going to try and renew his contract so we don't release him. Keanu Marsh-Brown is going to be released. Potential here for Louis to be sold. Ryan Hillier, 20 years of age. Potential there for him to go out on loan. Josh Sheehan, one of our most important players, who's currently picking up, coming back from injury. And then we have Lee Andrews, who is showing a lot of potential, and he can develop. And he's still 17 years of age, so he's going to be wanting to develop over the season ahead. Labadie, we are unfortunately releasing, just surplus to our requirements for this year, so we're going to release him. Liam Shepherd, one of our most important players. So it is going to have a bit of a difference on our first team next year. There is going to be opportunities for us to look to bring in other players, which is really exciting. And we still maintain the core of our squad, i.e. Tom King, Mickey Demetrio, Matty Dolan, Aaron Lewis, Liam Shepherd, and we could go on. And I think it's brilliant that we can maintain the core of the squad who have been with us for a few years. Sometimes that can be questionable because we can stagnate. However, our philosophy and our principles at the club of hard work, and certainly trying to decrease our player turnover, and have players that are signed to Newport County not having a high player turnover and players in and out and trying to change the tactical elements too much. We can change the squad, not drastically, but periodically, as players, have opportunities to move on, become surplus requirements, maybe they retire, maybe they're not the player that they once were, and all these other considerations, and develop our players around them, as well as make the right signings, etc. Potentially we may sell players that are more beneficial to sell for us financially, because we could have the opportunity to bring in 2 or 3 more players. But there's a lot of scope for us to look at, and that's where it all comes down to the true talent ID and recruitment, as well as the work from the manager and his squad management, as well as the vision of the club going forward and the support of the board as to whether they're willing to wait long term to develop that squad and the opportunities in there identified by the manager and recruitment team. We're not doing too badly here. We're coming up to half-time where it's currently 0-0. Let's hope that it remains 0-0. I would take the point, especially knowing how tough Oxford are to gain the 3 points against. We currently have 2 players on a yellow card at half-time. Nothing too much separating the squads, but we can continue working. And as I said, if we need the 3 points, but I will be happy with the point. So I really hope that we can turn things around, and try and do as best as possible. Oh, good. Ryan Vickers there, assisted by Scott Bennett. He gained the start of the day because Will Swan was injured. This shows that these players can score at the right times and they have quality too. They just need to be a bit more consistent. We can certainly take confidence in this. If we can gain the 3 points, I'll be over the moon. We just need to work really hard for the next 33 minutes plus the extra time. There we go. We're just coming over the 60-minute mark. We know that the 30 minutes is a long time and it's going to be very, very tough. So let's hope that we can gain another goal. Matthew Craig is rated at 6.5 and Jack Evans is. So there's potential there. Unfortunately, they have just scored 63 minutes in. Not 6 minutes after we took the lead. So that's not good for us. Lewis Collins, let's get him off. Let's get Watson on. Watson, who we are going to try and negotiate a contract with. Good, that's disallowed. The energy is picking up from Oxford here. They're not going to be too happy with the result. We're going to be happy that it's 1-1 at this moment in time. Matthew Craig not really doing too much either. So we're going to bring him off for centre mid. We're going to try and bring on Josh Sheehan. And hopefully he can move the ball forward and open up the game a little bit more, and create dangerous opportunities, putting Oxford on the back foot and allowing us to take the advantage. Okay. Hatswald's recommended bringing on Marsh Brown. He has underperformed, however, let's hope he has the energy and he works hard knowing he wants to secure a contract. Assist by Courtney Watson for Vickers there. 2-1, very happy with that. We can be very, very proud of what we're doing. Unfortunate there, we didn't get a third. Come on, let's try and get the 90 plus. This is really, really important for us. Come on, Newport County, 5 minutes of added time. These are the longest 5 minutes we could possibly go and jeer throughout this point of the season. Or unlucky, would have been great if Watson would have come in and finished that from the back post. Come on, Newport County. No, yes, good. 3 points in the bag. We're inspired. We're motivated. There is a game following this. It is going to be very, very tough. We have Forest Green now. Doncaster secured playoff. Well done, Vickers. You were superb. Thanks, boss. I'm pleased. Good. QPR have won the league following a 3-1 win away at Bolton. Let's have a quick look at Aaron Walding. He's a regular starter for Morecambe, valued at 71k. 55 rating there from the scout. Would be useful. 31 questionable of whether we're going to sign him down the long term. He plays in National League though. Lots of experience. Regular starter. Let's continue. Okay, we're going to keep scouting this lad. Mike Thomas. Welsh midfielder playing in Norwich. His contract is ending at finishing at the end of the season. So let's get a further scout report and get more details on him. Okay, Matt Daly. Listed, valued at 47.5k. Rated at 84, would be the second best player ahead of Josh Sheehan and Matty Dolan. Wow, what a good signing if he does turn out to be better than Josh Sheehan. His contract is ending at the end of the season, so we're going to add him to Tony Adams' shortlist just to keep options open. We could look into a bit more detail here. However, we're just going to add him on Tony Adams' list, and then we can consider signing him or turning it down if things don't work out for us. So we're just going to continue to move forward here. Okay, let's have a quick look at the league table. Wow, we find ourselves above relegation zone. Exeter are going down. Swindon and Bolton have dropped. Swindon have drawn 1, lost 4 in their last 5. 1 draw, 1 win, 3 losses for Bolton. 3 wins, 1 draw and a loss for Leyton Orient. If Leyton win and we draw, Leyton will go down. If Bolton and Swindon win and we don't, potentially Cambridge and us, if we lose, can drop down. So it is right down to the wire. It is a really important game against Forest Green, who got promoted with us last year. They're sat 15th in the league. It is going to be a real tough game, this. We are at home. We are on form. We have the confidence. We're playing well. We can score. We just really need to win this game, work as hard as possible, and have the strongest defence for us to stay up when it came down to the last few games of the season. We can only really hope that we can remain in League One. If we do, it'll change the complete narrative of the players we're looking at. It'll change the squad. A lot of the players we've been looking at in the last few weeks and potentially been looking at contracts for, it has been on the basis of us being relegated and preparing for life in League 2. However, we can consider the young players coming through, loaning them out and selling them for profit. Unlucky for us, Courtney Watson's now out for 2 weeks, which means another player with the energy who provided an assist from the bench now finds himself out injured. Let's have a good look at Pedrick there. 19 rated though, wouldn't even find himself in the top 6. So let's just move past there. This is exciting. This is tough. Okay, Calvin Leyland Vardy. We're going to sign him because even if he does go into our youth academy, it is someone who has come from Manchester City's academy. It does bulk up our academy. It does create competition down there. We can consider him, and then if nothing works out, we can release him and not have lost too much money in the meantime. And he's experienced life at Newport County. Watson has secured a new 1-year contract with us. That is reassuring for us. He did come in from Crystal Palace, didn't really hit the ground running, was loaned out the Fylde, didn't really do well there. Went on loan to Woking, had a good season there, the most games he had in a single season. Loaned to Dagenham, didn't do too badly here. He's been back up in rotation with us. He knows he's having a tough career. He had opportunity to move there. He now secures another year here with Newport County, so potential for him to gain more experience and game opportunities, further opportunities to stay with Newport County, or further opportunities to move on with the season after. However, he does have a bit of stability in his life by staying in Newport for one more year and staying with the club for another year, allowing him to work hard and focus on other areas in the meantime of his own development. So, this is a very exciting, very, very tough game. I really hope that we can win. Okay, let's attend the press conference. Let's start. Okay, everything comes down to the final day of the season. Can your Newport County team get the result you need to secure survival? Okay, yeah, I agree. Yep. Yep. Okay, good. Some good answers there. Flew through the press conference quicker there than usual. However, I just want to get into this game against Forest Green, which is going to be very tough. Not something to look forward to entirely. However, we can look forward to the prospect of staying up. Although we can look forward to it and we can have an open mind, there is that potential, and we have to be prepared that we could go down following what the results are around the league. Of course, it's going to be very, very tough. It's all stemmed down to this final game of the season and against our opponents from League 2 who found themselves gaining promotion last season as well. But they have secured their safety. If they could do us a favour and lose, that will really help us in the process of us looking for a win. Okay, just moving forward here. Into the game we go. Mickey Demetrio is pleased to be back in the team, as is Liam Shepherd. We have 3 players pleased who are tactically familiar with the team shape. Matty Dolan agrees with the tactical approach. Scott Bennett also agrees with the tactical approach. Okay, good opposition instructions there, set by Wayne Hatswell, the assistant manager. We are now moving forward into this very tough final game of League 1 where it all stems down, and we're live. Okay, here we go, kicking off at home at Rodney Parade. Aaron Lewis down the right hand side, trying to make some efforts there to get the ball forward. This is a superb start to the game. 1-0 there. Dom Telford taking the lead there for Newport County. Let's hope we can get the energy and we can use our tactical approach to win this game. Come on, Newport County. 2 or 3 goals would help us find the confidence and platform in this game. They're hitting back there. Forest Green, they want that ball. This is such an important match for Newport County. The 3 points will be required. They are playing some fantastic football. The players are motivated. They need to score a second or third goal. They need to stay strong at the back and be organised. Come on, Lewis Collins down the right hand side. It's gone out for a corner. We're going to stay calm. The energy from this game, certainly what this save has come down to. We can certainly gain the 3 points, which is important. Ebel Adams has picked up a goal, scoring his 2nd goal of the season. Ping into the net. We drop down to 20th place. Leyton Orient are leading Doncaster 2-0. This is frightening. Doncaster 2-1 back in the game. Cambridge are leading 1-0. We're now down to 21st. Results aren't going our way. Come on, Newport County. Let's hope for some luck in and around the league. But let's also hope for some luck here today as well as the way we're playing. Come on, let's score a 2nd and a 3rd. Come on, Newport County. Really important. Come on, we don't want to get relegated. We want to stay in the league. We're back up after Swindon have conceded and Peterborough are level. We are now 20th. We need to stay strong. Come on, get that ball. Come on, Collins. Collins taking a shot. Held there by keeper Smith really well. Offside there. Into half time we go. Very, very tough at the moment where we're finding ourselves. Very, very tough. Okay, we're a bit apprehensive. We're a bit shaky going into the second half. There is potential here for us to go on and win the game. There's going to be a lot of work to do, especially at the back. They have good attacking elements and movements. They are looking for overlaps. Yes, I believe so. Matty Dolan, let's swap in for Labs. Labs, let's get on your experience and energy at the back there, as well as your leadership. Bolton have equalised with Cambridge, which is 1-1, an important goal for us. We just need to not concede, or we have conceded. We weren't strong enough or quick enough there. Two players there. He's moved it along. Dianga has passed it over the top. Bad judgment there. Young save. We weren't quick enough to react from the goalkeeper or defence. We have now dropped to 23rd. It looks as though relegation is coming our way. And League 2, here we come. Such a shame. Okay, we're struggling up the front with Collins and Forendorf, not playing overly well. Let's get Craig on for Forendorf. And, sorry, let's get off Collins as well for the young Lee Andrews. Come on, Andrews, you're young. This is going to be some good experience for you. If you could score one of those great goals that you scored. Unfortunately, Jake Young has scored 3-1. Forest Green ecstatic with it. Newport County are being relegated to League 2 as things stand. They weren't good enough here for Forest Green today. There's the penalty. Kill off the game. King has saved it. Are they possibly still in the game? Probably not with the way that Forest Green are playing. They're certainly challenging. They're certainly getting forward. Swindon are playing some fantastic football. 4-1 up at Peterborough. Forest Green are all over Newport County. Newport County just aren't good enough to compete with Forest Green. Josh Sheehan has picked up a goal there, assisted by Dom Telford. It is 3-2 to Forest Green. There's potential here for Newport County to draw the game. Let's hope that they do. Oh, it's gone in. Aaron Lewis, assisted by Matthew Craig. It is 3-3. This is such an entertaining last game of the season. Come on, make it 4-3. Come on. Come on, Newport County. Come on, 21st in the table. Come on, Newport County. Let's strike a fourth. Come on, Newport County. I'll be very, very proud that we didn't lose the last game of the season. 2-2 there by Bolton. 6-1 from Swindon. We'll be very proud with the 3-3 result. If it goes that way, it'd be very tough not to have taken the win. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get it in, get it in. Almost tested Smith there. He's trying to break away quick. Newport County are now on the back foot. Tom King has picked it up. Was he offside? Sat 21st. Swindon have had the most amazing game. Swindon absolutely amazing by the way that they played. Oh, let's go back there. A couple of times clicked. Oh, if Cambridge had only lost and we had won that game, we would have ensured survival. What a very, very tough way to go down. But we can be more than happy that we weren't sat bottom of the table. We didn't get relegated by rolling over. We worked as hard as possible. A couple of draws this year, which should have been wins. A couple of losses that should have been draws. And if that was the case, we would have survived. But it's just so unfortunate. Fans saying they wish they stayed at home. Well, it's last game of the season. 3-3 against a very good Forest Green squad. We can be happy being 3-1 down with 3-3. We were pretty good. We were shocking. We weren't. We were 3-3. We were shocking defensively. But we absolutely worked our socks off. Such a shame that we've gone down. Real hard to sit in this press conference now. And there we go. Tough end of the season. There isn't too much of a bad budget there of £30,000. It's not amazing. It's not great. Fortunately, we are going to be relegated. 28-year-old King had his sixth man of the match performance. His third man of the match performance this year. I was looking at clean sheets then. Tough season for everyone all round. King is our consistent number one goalkeeper. He seems to have conceded more and more each season, so there's a lot of work to do defensively and a lot of improvements to make. However, we can all have a much needed rest, especially the players. We unfortunately say goodbye to some players. We say hello to some players coming in, and we can just try and see what we can do now for the season ahead. Unfortunately, relegation has doomed upon Newport County. This is something that we have to consider in real life as well, how tough the league above is going to be. Without a real budget in place, then it's always going to be really, really tough. Okay, the new arrivals. Will Swan came in, played 46 games, 22 goals, 10 assists, average rating 7.05. He would have made the difference if he was there for the final game of the season. He is on loan. I would like to secure him back on loan. I think after the season that he's had with us, his services may be required elsewhere, or Nottingham may give him some time in the first team. Matthew Craig from Spurs, 20 years of age, hasn't done too badly, not too great. There's potential there for him to develop. Ryan Viggers as well, 20 years of age, coming in from Sheffield United. There's a lot of potential there for him to develop. League 2, he may find less challenges and pressures for his age. He may develop. Scott Carson, his final professional season ended in relegation, which is such a shame. However, his experience coming in as a free transfer and international experience and being around the dressing room, certainly with his personality, was good to have him around. Forendorf, we had him on loan from Wolves, not too much of a bad player at 19 years of age. Rotated in and out of the squad, had some goals and assists, average rating not too great. Former Chelsea man Josh McEachran, who came in from TNS, only played twice from the bench, average from the performance we've seen, and was surplus requirements throughout the season, and we focused on some other players. Samuel Krager, 21 years of age, not bad. Zach Orr, I believe they're both our players out on loan. And then Danny Rose, who came in and didn't play a single game, was useless. Okay, let's just go back here. B, very pleased to bring him on loan. Well done. Happy with a lower wage contribution than we would normally expect for a player of his ability. Okay, so continuing with the end of season review, we had an F from the board in confidence. The board disappointed that the team only managed to fight bravely, even though that was one of my targets, against relegation from the Sky Bet League 1, which is such a shame. We fought bravely, and that was the target. Yeah, we could have done better. We had a B- in the FA Cup, we had a C within the Carabao Cup, and we had a C- in the Papa John's Trophy. We won 1, lost 2 in the Papa John's. We drew 0-0 with Crystal Palace, which of course is going to be a very tough game anyway. We won 3 out of 4 games in the FA Cup, losing 7-2 to Spurs. What a magnificent team. And it was just such a shame with what happened in the league. We had an average attendance of 4,411. Final position was 21. We had an expectation to avoid a relegation battle. Originally in the season, that was to fight bravely. So it's such a shame that changed. Moments to remember, a 4-0 win versus MK Dons at home. Toure ended up going back to West Ham. Didn't want to re-sign for us, which was such a shame because he could have been an important player. Dolan and Swan, a 3-0 win against Exeter, and then a 4-2 win over Lincoln. Finances. Okay, regional still 2, current 2, sponsorship deals, no new ones, no notable deals. Well, that's not my area of expertise. Okay, we were on par with the same sponsorship, £225,000. Broadcast revenue went up by £200,000. Corporate and hospitality dropped by £9,000. Competition prize money dropped by almost 500,000. And then match day commercial and retail dropped by 60. So that's 560, 569. Yeah, so 569 we have dropped this year, but we went up 200k. So we got a deficit of minus 300,000 in there anyway. Total merchandise sales 166,000. Non-domestic sales including 16.6k. Shirt sales 2,358 shirts. Joshian sold the most once again. Dom Telford, Craig and Evans were the third and joint second position, 3 players there, and Shepherd was third position there. So interesting to see what players we can bring in for the commercial aspects this year. Our highest average rated player was Will Swan, our on loan player. Our best 11, Tom King, Liam Shepherd, Matty Dolan, Scott Bennett, Aaron Lewis, Jack Evans, Josh Ian. Hoogworth, who I believe is currently gone back to Manchester United, to sit in their reserves. Didn't really have a great season with us this year. Ended up making our team of the season somehow. Lewis Collins on the right hand side, even though he was 6.56 overall rating, could have done better. But not a bad prospect for our youth academy player. Can be very happy with the way his career has gone so far. And then we have Dom Telford up front, who was currently signed to us on a deal till 2025. So there's potential there for him to continue developing. I won the Sky Bet League 2 Manager of the Year previously. No accolades this year. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such feat won't go unrewarded at our end of season award ceremony. We didn't break any records. Player awards: Fans Player of the Season, Will Swan. Young Player of the Season, Will Swan. Signing of the Season, Matthew Craig. Goal of the Season, Matthew Craig. Top goal scorer, Will Swan. Most assists, Dom Telford. Most Man of the Match awards, Will Swan. Highest average rating players, Will Swan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 awards for Will Swan. Also in Team of the Season. So what an impact we've made on this player. What an amazing loan that he's had. You can be very, very happy, and let's hope that he re-signs for us next year. Let's just go into the season review there. Newport County lived up to expectations this season that they will be perfectly satisfied with when they reflect on the hard work they put in. See, even the the news article that's been released agrees that we're fighting very much where we should be. County spent much of their time hugging the bottom of the table, and their fans will be forgiven for having turned their attention towards next season, well before the end of a campaign, of a word that I have never seen before. Let's look back over the highs and lows of the season, which we have just done. Seasonal performance analyst review from Jason Windsor. Our actual goals are 72, actual points 49, actual position 21st. Our defence wasn't the greatest. We were busy, we were leaky. There was a lot of areas where we weren't doing too well defensively. Aggressive and clinical, we weren't high up in this area that we were looking for. However, it seemed that we were more sloppy with chances. We weren't overly aggressive, and we didn't finish where we should have in our goal. Club vision and expectations. Meeting, okay. Develop players, yep, that's what we're doing. Direct football. Let's try and negotiate that one. Make the most set pieces. We're going to negotiate that one. Okay, direct football can go, and that one can go. Okay, they definitely want direct football. Let's suggest it again. Okay, we've got rid of direct football. Okay, good. Good, we got that one off. So hopefully things can change. Squad dynamics, our team leaders, Matty Dolan, Josh Ian and Demetrio. Highly influential players, Shepherd, Lewis, Evans, Bennett, King, Telford and Swan. Our then other influential players, Carl Hawkins, Lewis Collins and Scott Carson. Our end of season meetings, okay, we've got one negative with Labs, leaving anyway. Marsh Brown, leaving anyway. Okay. Figures is neutral. Courtney Watson's pleased, obviously. Matthew Craig's encouraged, positive, pleased, slightly positive, 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 slightly positive, positive, encouraged, very positive, encouraged, positive, very happy. I wouldn't say bad season. It's really hard to sort of go in and say, look, boys, we've had a really bad season. What a waste of 46 games in the league and this, that, and the other. It hasn't been too much of a bad season. The season hasn't been too bad overall, so we can be fairly happy with the season that we have had, even though we're being relegated, because there's been a lot of individual developments and there's been some real sporting moments throughout the season, which has been exciting for us. See, establish ourselves as a Sky Bet League One team. Well, we're just being relegated. We've been relegated to League Two. So, that needs to change. I don't want to say, I'm optimistic that we can fight against relegation and stay up, because we're League Two. We'll be fighting for promotion. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to go with this one. Disappointed. Well, we haven't. Okay, we got everyone on neutral or reserved. That's not too bad. I wanted to try and remain positive. I wanted to try and say, look, we have had a good style that's paid off. It's just little things that have cost us. I didn't want to say we've had a bad season, because we haven't. There has been disappointments, but I wouldn't say it's been an overall bad season. Bad is sitting on the bottom of the table, not trying to fight back and just rolling over and just... But we've been up there. We've been in and out of relegation. We were doing comfortably at some points. And then it's just little things that cost us at the back. And then we had little bits of negative runs. So it's such a shame. But that's where we're going to go with it. So League Two it is. And we just try to fight again and move forward. So that is pretty much the wrap up of the League One season. If you've been following on the episodes, that's where we've currently been at. I hope it's been interesting enough for you to follow. It has been really tough on the save. This is the first time ever. Oh, I wouldn't say for the second time ever I've ever been relegated in the game of Foot Manager. The first time actually was with Wolves. I had an amazing save with them. Back years ago, ended up finishing in 18th place on the last game of the season. We won, but so did another team, which ended up resulting in us being relegated. That was amazing. Okay, release clauses activated. Jack Evans 245,000, Matthew Craig 325, and Zach Orr 375. So even if we did get relegated and these players were sold, very good income for us. Very, very good, which we can be happy with. Yeah, we can scout Calvin. He is coming in. Currently operating at National League level above what we want, but he is one of the under-21 players. There is opportunity. We can, look at him in and out the squad next year. Let's have a look at our average rating players. Our highest average was Michael Russ. And then we have Michael Tate, Tristan Abrahams, who isn't renegotiating his contract. So we're going to try and get that renegotiated. There's certainly opportunity for us to develop for the season ahead. Certainly a lot of players that we can look to bring in and changes. I hope you stay with the series and see what we do now in League Two and the changes that we're going to be looking for. And certainly seeing at the squad that we're going to be building up, etc. And the different interests that we're going to try and maximise moving forward. So we're on the end of the season now, so it's just a quick wrap up of the season. I'll see if any scout reports come in. Going to look at the scout reports, going to have a look at the players that we're going to try and bring in and bulk up the squad. And then look at the other players that we're going to release and try to prepare for the season ahead. Okay, Lee Andrews, yes, let's offer him a professional contract and we can get him out on loan as well. Let's try and get his wage down to 300. Let's get his loyalty down, signing on through that. Okay, I'm happy to pay you an appearance fee because you are young and we need to... I'm morally thinking appearance fee. Yep, so you can go with that. Wage, if you say 325, I'll give you that signing on fee. If you go to 350, okay, finalised deal. 375, lower than originally gone in. Lewis Garner, 15 years of age. Only played 3 games off the bench, average rating of 6.63, potential ability, up there. He's got a contract till 2025, so he's got 2 years on that deal. I'm not going to offer him a professional contract yet. Matthew Craig isn't justifying his wages, which is £525 a week. So I want him to work hard the next season and certainly get going. Daniel Ledbetter, he has a 1 year 1 year remaining on his contract. We haven't been able to shift him. There is we're going to unspecify the fee while we transfer list him. There isn't a specified fee, so hopefully someone will come in for him. There is 1 more year remaining on his contract following. 76, Robin Guppy from Bournemouth, currently in reserves. He would be our 4th best behind. I believe Lewis would be top, Demetrio, then Shepherd in that left back position. Compensation, nothing. Would be a very good signing. 2 stars at the moment, could get to 3 stars. Potential there for this lad. 1-2 areas ranked in yellow. He is wanted. Who's he wanted by? Crawley, valued at £6,750. There's 2 pros and 1 con. Not the greatest season for him, even though we can't always look at his stats from the reserve or under 18s league too much. But we're going to take him into interest and evaluation when we're analysing these players and what signings we're looking at. So we're just going to move forward here now. No offers for Ledbetter. Okay. Transfer list. Yeah. Okay. Liam Shepherd's just returned to full training, which is a good sign for him. But although we're on rest, even though he has returned for that, which we're looking at. Okay, 3 players called up for the Under-20 World Cup. That is amazing. Yeah, let's get match reports for all 3. Be great to see Lewis, Evan and Zaril playing for their countries. And great competition between these Under-20 players. Zaril is wanted by Bradford and Tranmere. He currently has 2 stars. He's an exciting prospect who isn't far from first team level, even though he's valued at only £2,000. He's on loan at Dover, but will be returning. Former Southampton player. Plenty of youth caps for him. Lewis Twamley's picking up the under-21 caps, so it's great that he's in and around that. The youth setup in Wales, he's been in the National League, hasn't made the most of it this year, so we will be bringing him back in for rotation and development in and around what we're doing. Young Evan Ovendale has been in the National League, has had the most games he's ever played in his career. Very, very tough season with St Albans. We will be looking for him to go out on loan again next year for him to pick up some more games and experience. He has played in the FA Trophy, played in the FA Cup and European Under-19 Championship. So he's had an amazing season with the amount of games that he's had. And he can be very happy with the way his career has gone with that 1 season. But he won't be too happy with his overall performances and rating. National League level football. Can he return the county and challenge for a place to stay at the club? That'll be interesting. Okay, Everton has survived relegation. Well, who knows what's going to happen with Everton in the next few years. They've just lost Carlo Ancelotti. Having read a lot of the reports on fan pages for Everton, they're being linked with Roberto Martinez, Rafael Benitez, or Rafa Benitez. I know some people have said Antonio Conte. Unless Conte's being offered big money, I don't see him going. Spurs would be a good fit for him. I'm actually really surprised he didn't end up at Real Madrid. But amazing move for Carlo Ancelotti, and I hope he can remain at the club and bring success to them and say, look, well, show them this is why you shouldn't have sacked me. And he continues to build on his overall success as a manager. Who else have they been linked with? They've been linked with bringing David Moyes back in. Some fans are like, yeah, let's get him in. Some fans are like, no, we've had our time with him. We had 10 years of him being in charge. We didn't win a single cup. Some people are saying, wow, look at the amazing job he's doing with West Ham. Some people are saying, why would he leave West Ham for Everton? Lots of questions there. Some people are angry over some of the managers being linked. I know lots of people don't want Roberto Martinez back. He seems to have lost a lot of respect in recent years, even though he's a national team manager, and you would think national team manager wanting to come back with Premier League experience. A lot of clubs would say, yeah, let's get him back in straight away, and we're going to snap him up. But Roberto Martinez, although he's in charge of Belgium, which is a major national team to be in charge of, he's lost a bit of stock in recent years. Twice he's gone for the Spurs job, I believe, or linked to it. Twice he's not been offered the job, I believe, because there's better prospects out there. He had no chance against a world-class Jose Mourinho, different league of managers. And if he's coming up against Antonio Conte, who is such a good manager as well, I don't see Martinez getting that job, and I certainly don't think the fans would want him back either. So it's certainly going to be interesting who comes in. I know there has been a link with Nuno Espirito Santos, who has also been linked with Crystal Palace, which Frank Lampard has also been linked with Crystal Palace. So it's certainly going to be interesting to see what happens there. Palace, obviously, we're going to give Roy Hodgson the time for the season ahead. They gave him plenty of time in the time that he was in charge. I think Steve Parish, the chairman of the club, is very happy as long as the club remains in the Premier League, continues to have the players that they're getting in, and they would give a lot of time to Frank Lampard, which would be good for him to remain in the Premier League, get his style of football across, as well as develop the English intake there at Crystal Palace and remain in the area of London. So it would be quite a good fit having Lampard in there. I'm surprised why Nuno would leave Wolves. I know that a lot of Wolves fans are saying perhaps this is the time where the club are on a deficit, so they're going to work backwards now. By losing Nuno, are they still going to have the Portuguese intake? Are they still going to have the style of football they're looking for? It's really interesting why Nuno ended up leaving. So it's interesting who Everton are going to appoint. Interesting who Crystal Palace are. Interesting who Wolverhampton are. It's a big managerial merry-go-round at the moment. So interesting to see what managers are going to go where. And then seeing who's going to come in and do what job. Let's have a quick look at Emmanuel, wanted by Warsaw, valued at £7,000. He's only ever played for West Ham. 22 years of age. They've given him plenty of time. Didn't do too well this year overall. Done quite well in his one performance in the FA Cup, which he started. He's a full-back. He can play as a wing-back. He can play as a midfield left and an attacking left midfielder. He has 6 areas which he's ranked in the yellows for. No caps, no youth caps. Yeah, let's keep scouting him because I've got a bit of interest in him. He has English as second language, possesses a fair amount of pace, balanced and normal personality, sometimes can be selfish, and not fitting easy into a social group. Rose has got more pros here, still 2 cons. Another player at West Ham whose contract is expiring. Interested by him as well, we're going to keep scouting him. Daniel Langley, whose contract's coming to an end. Let's get some more information on him. McKenna. He seems to have the most stars potential ability, so let's keep looking at him and get some more information where is possible. Certainly, end of the season, we can continue evaluating a lot of players that's out there, looking at the players' contracts that are expiring, and we can go from there. Yep, okay. Director Football's dealing with that. Adam Warren, 16 years of age. Just coming through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 areas ranked with yellow at 16 years of age, 10 pro, 6 cons, 1 star at the moment. Prospect way off the first team. Can get the 1.5 stars. Not amazing, but not bad to get in our youth academy. Obviously, we'd rather have 2 ability, maybe 3 for the players that we're looking at in our youth academy, but we have to be realistic. Okay, Twormley has helped Boreham Wood lift the FA Trophy, made 7 appearances, so that's good for him. Bit of success in his career, and something that he can look back on, especially coming from a youth academy and looking back on his career. Of course, going out on loan when you're young and just having a bit of success is really interesting, and can develop some characteristics such as the motivation, drive, and passion to win. And can he bring that back to Newport County, and can he do it following what he has done while he's been out on loan, and continue to develop from a young age. Dylan Fage, 24 years of age, French, valued 9k, would be a good signing. Third best behind Forendorf, who's leaving, so we would take him up the second realistically. Above Courtney Watson. He's played in France. He's had a couple of seasons now. Oldham, played in League 2. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas in yellow. Played a few games this year. Played in League 2, Carabao Cup, Papa John's Trophy, and in the reserves, it seems. Can play in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 positions, which is really interesting. Okay, so we're going to add him on our list for Tony Adams. Then we can negotiate, as I keep saying. Keelan O'Connell is currently on loan at Wrexham. He can play a number of positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Played at Bournemouth, Morton, Peterborough, Lincoln and Wrexham. 53 league games to his name at 23 years of age. 72 rated, would be the second best. If Forendorf is leaving, that puts him as first best in that position as a winger. Ability there, so we're going to add him to a short list for 6 months. So we're going to try and get some more scout reports. Okay, overall top speed, natural in a couple of positions, likely to slot in smoothly into the core group of players, balance and normal personality, possesses a fair amount of pace, poor at headering and fairly selfish at times. Okay, his wages, bit higher than what we're used to paying, but that's okay. We're going to try and get some more information. Yeah, we're going to apply all those. Okay, low determination, which is very, very poor for someone within football. So that's a personality trait. Questions need to be asked why he has low determination and looking at how we can improve this and challenge him further. So we continue to move forward now. Really, some real big decisions to make. Yeah, we're going to try and keep Will Swan at the club. I would absolutely love him to remain. Yeah, let's make the offer. If it doesn't happen, then we can get the board involved. Forendorf, let's try and get him in as well. And Dom Telford, yes. Oh, don't know why I done that. There was a bit of a skip. Okay, good. So he's more encouraged, more determined now. There's more of a challenge for him. He also knows that his position can be changed at any time by the management team. He's not happy with that, so he's going to be determined to maintain that level, and he's going to be pushed there to remain at that level. So he's going to work really, really hard. So that's positive for us, despite that quick decision. Okay, both offers for these players to return has been accepted, so that's really, really positive. Great for us. Really, really important for us to try and keep these players who have been in our squad. Valued at 3.9 million. I've always been a fan of his, just hasn't had enough game time in his career. Just such a shame he didn't live up to his expectations in his actual career. And it would have been great to have got Stephen Corker up to a higher level. I had more expectations of him. He ended up being a really good player on the Foot Managers in the previous years. It's just such a shame. Sheehan could leave due to a release clause in his contract. £190,000. He is wanted by Lincoln. Could they match that? He has a year remaining on his contract, so it wouldn't be too bad to renegotiate his contract. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's negotiate. Okay, he would be, what is his previous or existing 2.2k? So if we're paying Josh Iannat, who is one of the highest earners. Okay. Release clause, promotion wage rise. Okay, I'll agree on 15% because you are worth it. Okay, if you land 20 goals, I'll give you 10k, almost 11. And a 1-year contract extension. Let's see if he goes for it. Okay, good. Very, very positive. So we get rid of that release clause. We then give him a we then get him for another year, and then there is a 1-year contract extension within his contract. So much more positive. Hit by a tax bill, decrease the transfer revenue, membership income. Okay, commercial summary, 4-year deal with 160k. Corporate's gone down, match day's gone down, competition prize money's gone down, broadcast revenues has increased. Sponsorship remains at the same. Okay, not bad. 12 members free and assigned. Okay, there is packages available for player search. Okay, we do increase the knowledge. We've only got £44,000. So I want to keep that because 2.7 throughout the season on trips and scouting players maybe abroad is going to last a very little amount of time, and that's going to run out. So I'd rather keep the 44k at the moment, even though we could get information. Jose Mourinho sacked by Spurs, unfortunately done that in real life as well. So I think that's such a poor choice from Daniel Levy. Levy should have given Jose more time in real life as well, more backing, and I know Jose would have brought success to the club. Have Levy decided to wait, so that's going to be really interesting for what he does in real life. Newport County to receive a sum of £723,000 for participating in League 1. Let's have a quick look. Okay, looks good. Let's add him as a end of contract, because he could make the difference for us in the season ahead. Yep, good. He knows the club inside out. He's still young. He's got lots of opportunity to develop. So it's great that we're bringing him back in on loan. And great that we have his qualities and we can continue to develop him. So it's fantastic that we're re-signing Forendorf on a loan. Good extension signed, so that's one less thing for us to worry about. And we continue with our plans. Will Swan, getting him back in is one of the most important things. So glad we've got him back in and he wants to remain here at the club. I don't think he's had any issues because he had an amazing season with the club. So he's going to have plenty of games. Okay, currently an election fever, so there's going to be a new chairman of the club. This may change my my remit, or may change the pressures that I'm under, because a new chairman may want to give me less time. He may want to bring in his own manager. He may decide to keep the stability of the club. Gavin Foxall is the current chairman of the club, deciding against a second term. There is a number of people seeking to replace him, which is interesting. Such a shame that we're going to be losing Gavin Foxall as chairman. Great working relationship with him. I just hope the next chairman who comes in gives the same amount of backing, if not more, and that we can get in the right amount of players with the budget available, and that he's as supportive as me. Great, Josh Sheehan signed down to a contract. I hope that I've demonstrated I'll bring in a lot of stability to the club. Yeah, Josh Sheehan's going to is one of our star players, the highest, brings in the most commercial avenue. It'd be great for him to play for Wales, which would be great representation for Newport County. He's getting plenty of game time, which he's going to be very happy with. He's a first team player, regular starter. He needs to score more goals, get more assists, more man of the matches. He needs to improve his overall rating, but he's going to be very happy with the amount of games he's got since signing for Newport County. Well, I'm going to be very happy. Yeah, of course. Okay, Barry Morgan, time for you to be replaced. Scott Carson will be replacing you. Thank you for your time at Newport County, but I want to keep Scott Carson in place, so he will be taking over in your position, and I wish you the best of luck. 2 years for Scott Carson, could potentially develop into a manager, but now he continues his commitment to Newport County and starts his coaching career with us, which is really interesting. 3 years with the under-18s. He moved from Aberystwyth. Barry Morgan now finds himself looking for a new opportunity. Scott Carson's decided to retire and starts his career as an under-18s goalkeeping coach, and will continue his work with Newport County. So you're going to be interested in what work he can do and develop as a coach moving forward. Okay, subbed off in the 45th minute, had a fairly quiet game, was involved in the win though, so that's great for him to have been involved, and it is getting that game time at a youth level within the national side, so that's really interesting. Evan Ovendale was involved in a 3-0 win in under 20s. He was one of the players to make a real difference, rating of 7.6, played the full 90, competent when called upon to perform his duties. Didn't gain man of the match, so it's good that he kept a clean sheet at that level for his national team, which is great confidence for him. Let's hope he can have some success with the youth at Wales, because that's good representation for our youth academy, and that is great experience for him as part of his development. So really interesting to get players involved in the youth call-ups of national teams. Shows the work that we're doing at the youth academy level, and that we need to continue moving forward to develop these players. Scott Sinclair only rated at 59, currently out in Scotland playing part of Livingston's team. He's obviously living his life up there. Would perform very well at a level 2, would be our first best player as a wide playmaker. Okay, ahead Forendorf. He would be a useful sign-in. The club don't want to sell. He's valued at £225,000. Sorry. I'd like Scott Sinclair. I wish he had made more of his career. Such a shame that he went to Man City. Obviously, he would have gone for the money. If he had stayed with Swansea, he would have had a lot more games in his career. Would have been a lot more successful. He done alright at Aston Villa. He done quite well at Celtic, considering. He's not done too badly at Preston in real life since moving there, but in the game he's moved to Livingston, and he's continuing to have a good career of his own accord by playing over 400 league games, which is great for him, and I would say that's a good career for any player to get over 400 league games in their career. It's such a shame he didn't continue with his career at Swansea, because I believe if he had and stayed in the Premier League with them for their time that they were up there, and could have potentially had a move that was more suiting to him than City, who just brought him in for the English League compliance. He could have potentially had a call up to England, which would have been good to have seen, because I just feel he's one of these players who's got away through the net, having been a good youth player for the English national team, and could have made more of his career. Okay, Zareel had been involved in a 2-1 win there, average rating of 6.7. Okay, Rice Chandler has become knowledgeable. He's wanted by 2 clubs. He's rated at 75. Wouldn't be too bad bringing him in. Player development. Okay, Wales under 20s beat Iran 3-0. Shots faced, shots saved 100%. Evan Overdale had a fine game. Done well, keeping a clean sheet again. Twormley came off the bench, had a fine game. Winger's terrific overall performance, was capped with an assist. So that's good for Lewis. There's plenty of potential in him. He's going to be back in our squad next year, rotated in and out, getting game time. And getting back up to the higher league, which is important for him. He's going to want to make the most of his time coming back into the first team, playing League 2, and he's going to want to make the most of his time while at youth level. So great that both our players were involved in a win there. Offer made for Alex Dominguez. Technical director, no. Unwilling to enter contract negotiations. Okay, doesn't have the stature. Well, that's such a shame. He would have been a very good signing if he goes to Espanyol. Can't argue with that. Such a shame. Pascal Estrada, 21 years of age, was on loan at Aldershot. He is wanted by Shrewsbury and MK Dons. Has potential there, or ability. Set for release. Callum Brain, I would like to offer him a contract. Let's get rid of that. Be good to keep him in, considering he came through the youth academy and has that experience around the club. Your wage, I'm going to drop down to 475, 525, 525, 525, 550. Meet you in the middle. Done. Okay. Living costs, fair enough. Kyle Hawkins, more backup rotation. I don't think he wants to stay, but he's open to the idea of it. What's his existing? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, wage 1.2. Come on. Bit fiddly that. 1.4, so we're trying to get into 1.2. Promotion wage rise, remove and exclude. I wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't be too annoyed if he ended up leaving. Okay, he's going to sign the same value that he's on. Tristan Abrahams, he's been released, which is such a shame. And Louis showing potential. So again, we're going to try and keep him because he came through the youth academy. Not bad to have as a backup. Now, I'll offer you more money once you play 30 games and on the basis that you sign a long-term contract with us. Okay, 400 per week. If you say 25, right, I'll pay you 600 because you won't get there. A wage, I'll offer you 425 a week, which is more than fair enough for living costs. So good that we have 2 backup goalkeepers signing for us, which is really important. Wainwright's contract is expiring, so I'm going to try and do that. Okay, he wants 675. Don't have 675. Let's see if he goes with it. Yeah, automatically no, wants more money. So it looks like he will be leaving because he wants more money than than we can offer. So lots of interesting areas to try and tie up at the end of the season. Oh, that's such a shame. But it doesn't matter too much. Looks like they have plans for him. Doesn't matter too much. We can just move forward. Plenty of players out there for us to evaluate and look at, as well as potentially sign. There's a number of other players that we have been looking at. So it'd be good to see what other players we can try and bring in. Okay, to summarise the board, are pleased with your management of the team, B-. Success remains fresh in our memories. Now praise all of your current performances are taken into account. Very pleased with 3 areas. Notable criticisms, that's going to be 3. Club vision C, matches C, transfer C+, C+, tactics C+, squad C. Not bad, not bad. So it looks like, you know, we'll be remaining in charge. Jarrell Quanshaw, £2,600, wanted by 11 clubs. Would be a good signing rate at 76. Would be our 3rd best player behind Hawkins and Dolan. He is 20 years of age, Ghanaian. 721 caps. Been at Liverpool, part of their youth setup. Has 1 area, 2 areas ranked green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 areas ranked yellow, which is brilliant. So we're going to pass him on to Tony Adams, who can work within that transfer budget and see as to whether we can bring him in, because he won't be too bad of a youth player, to try and bulk up the quality in our youth academy, and then we'll try and rotate him in and out over the season and challenge for first team places whilst developing. Offer made for Foul, West Brom's Foul. Yeah, okay, he's negotiating that. Zach Booth, what's his overall rating? 74. He is wanted by Bradford, Cardiff, Crystal, Derby, Millwall and West Ham. So he's wanted there by a number of clubs. He has played 9 under 21 under 20 caps with 1 goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 areas ranked yellow. Playing midfield centre and defensive midfield. So let's get a bit more information on this boy. Formerly involved in a 3-1 win, was one of the players to make a real difference. Completed the scoring for Wales with a good header from the 87th minute in the 6 yards. Crowned a good individual performance by his goal. 90 minutes, average rating of 7.8. Passes completed 19, which was average 70%. So we can be happy that he was involved in that win once again. Looking very exciting for the national setup in Wales for the youth there. And seemed to be doing quite well. Offers made for Rosa. Ended. Okay, that's fair enough. Rose is wanted by Barrow Dover, which are National League. Notts County, Portsville and Ebbsfleet. Ebbsfleet are also National League. He'll be our 6th best player. So we don't really need him, which is such a shame in realistic terms, but we don't need him. Our transfer budget £60,000. We're doing as well as possible to remain in that budget and leave it there in case we see a player who crops up within a few weeks' time that we could sign, or there is money there in case we need it. Chris Bruce, 78, one of the highest rated players we've looked at. He would be better than Tom King, 18 years of age. Valued at £9,000. He's wanted by Dundee. Plays in Hamilton Reserves. Didn't do too badly in the under-18s, it would seem, or reserves. His contract's up in a year's time. 1, 2, 3, 4 areas ranked yellow. His physical, there's not much there. There's not much in his mental. Of course, there's not much to go off as he's still young, hasn't played that many games. We're going to add there's a transfer target for a loan. Let's try and get him on loan first and foremost. 78, Dominic Corness would be a very good signing, would be our 2nd best player in that position. Not too bad of a season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 areas ranked in yellow. He's been a defensive midfielder, midfield centre, winger. Let's try and get some more information, but we're going to try and add him as an end of contract just to add on the amount of players that we're talking to. Rose is going to retire. Okay, good few Rose. Is he going to continue as a coach? Yeah, it seems by the things of it, he's going to go into coaching. He's considering his options, no plans for the future. He is retiring in, well, the end of the month. So good luck to him. Thank you for your 1 season and just being in and around the place and being committed to us. It was good to have some options there in the depth. And just best of luck on your retirement. But thank you for the time that you've had whilst being with us. So, yeah, that's where we're currently at. Okay, moving forward, offers made for Michael Kelly. Louis commits his future to Newport County on 4 years. So that's good for him because he's 19 years of age. He's still available for loan, which isn't too bad for us. It gives more of a backup option. And someone who signed down on a deal, which is good for us. One less thing for us to deal with. So really pleased with that. Owen Beck, he's well, 16 under 21 caps, would be a very good signing for us. He would become the 1st best player in that position. So we're going to add him as a transfer target on end of contract. Bringing in a Welsh player for us would make total sense. A little bit of lag here, which is unfortunate. There we go, offers made for Daly or Daly. Just continuing to move forward now. A little bit of lag. We have 1, 2 players who are coming in and 3 of our players who loan deals finished. So 5 players essentially returning back to Newport County. So Kaido had the best season, highest average rated player, had the most game time. Also played in National League, which was so frustrating. Okay, unfortunately, Jana from Bristol City doesn't think Newport County is big enough to match his ambitions, which is such a shame. Can't approach to sign him on the basis of that, which is such a shame because he would have been a very good player by the seams of things. He's going to remain on our short list. If he doesn't find a club in a few weeks' time, he may change his opinion, say, look, I need the game time, I'm willing to sign for you. And you might want to try and get paid and whatever. So it might work in our favour if you don't sign for anyone. Okay, just over a month until we find out what's happening behind the scenes. Chandler has decided to sign for another club, which is such a shame for us, but doesn't matter. And Zariel was involved in a 1-0 win with Ghana under-20s, which is very positive for one of our young players. So we lost out on a few transfer targets. That's why I've added so many to Tony Adams' shortlist and for him to try and negotiate contracts. If we lose players, it's not too bad for us. Sheffield under 23s have made a bid. We've yet to do anything, so I'm going to take in. Yeah, I'm going to remove and exclude that because I think that's really rude. We've got a fantastic coaching team. Let's try and get the signing on fee down. Okay, yeah. Willing to go for free. If we get promoted, I'll 30%. Okay. Appearance fee down a little. Let's try and get that signing on fee down a little. Okay. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough because we are competing with Sheffield United under 23s. Let's have a look at where they are currently in Football Manager. Part of Sheffield United remain in the Premier League in Football Manager, so they're going to have a bigger budget to negotiate with players, especially a player coming from Liverpool. But we put a contract on the table and he's willing to consider it, so now he has two options on the table. You know, we might lose out because he might want to go and play for a Premier League under 23s team, which is going to be tough cookie for us. But at the end of the day, we've put an offer on the table. If he turns us down, we just look at another transfer target. But it's better to put one in than not put one in. For example, Romaric Yapi from Brighton, wanted by Wickham and Mafra. Okay, so Romaric Yapi, £34,000, wanted by two clubs, would be a quality signing. Better than the two players we have in those positions. He's coming from a Premier League team. Let's have a little look. Yeah, he's been average rated a 7 throughout the season. 2 greens overall. Green there, yellow. Lots of areas for improvement. He lacks the game time which he needs. Let's add him as a transfer target end of contract. So Tony Adams trying to negotiate a deal. If we can get players in who are better than what we've got and we can try and challenge in the squad, amazing. We got 2 young players coming in. Let's assign squad numbers to them. Let's auto number, then submit. Let's move back. Okay, C plus and a C. 2 young players, both free, not costing us much. So let's welcome the new signings. Demetrio, welcome. Yeah. Okay, don't see why not. Well, you're the captain, so you should. Yeah, I don't see why not. He snubbed us because of the wage. Okay, would he enter a contract negotiation with me? No, unfortunately we can't. Hawkins commits on a new deal, 3 years for him, so 3 years in Newport County, which is good. If we decide to sell him, we might make a bit of money back in the process. He is a backup rotation, but it's good for us to have someone signed down for the offer. Lincoln have come in and have given us a deal. Okay, there is a release clause, which is such a shame, £245,000. It's going to be seeming, though, as if he is going to leave because they are a bigger club. It'll be such a shame to lose him. However, it's understandable because they are a bigger club. They have more money. And it's a new opportunity for him to go and do something elsewhere. If we create that £200,000 plus for us and we end up having it in our transfer budget, that certainly opens up a lot of options. Madhu Fall has decided to turn us down, which is such a shame. He's going to Nottingham Forest. Can't argue with that. Nottingham Forest are in the Championship and they're a very big and historic club. Callum Brain has decided to sign a new 3-year deal. So it's good that we have backup goalkeepers signing deals. Both are young and both that we can continue to loan out. We may be able to sell them and make a bit of money on them. But we can also try and develop them in the first team and then try and bring them back into the first team to compete for what we're doing. Offers made for Chris Bruce. Okay, have we put one in? Yes, we have. Failed. Asking price is too much. Okay, what about, let's try and make a loan offer. Okay, let's go with that for now. No, they're young, so there's no need to call a press conference. They're not big senior official players. We may do a little press release through the club website, whatever, but we don't need to sit a press conference at this time. Fanwat 82 would be our second best player. He is wanted. He's been with an academy team. He's been rated really well this year. He's wanted by Rochdale, Shrewsbury, Wickham and Motherwell. 3 years transfers. Motherwell end of contract. Let's add him at end of contract. He's 82 rated. Longman is 82 rated. His contract, I believe, is expiring. Let's have a quick look. Yes, it is. Let's add him as a end of contract deal as well. Okay, 81 Indiana. Okay, let's get him on. I just want to offer these players contracts and then we can start negotiating, especially whilst they're 87. Jacob Ramsey would be the best player we could bring through. Wanted by Notts County on loan and Port Vale on loan. Okay, let's make an offer for the boy. Loan offer. Okay, yeah, we've gone in with that. Weir 78. Is his contract up at the end of the season? Let's try and add him as a transfer target for a loan because it wouldn't be too bad to bring him in. International roundup. Keanu Marsh-Brown played for his country. Average rating of 6.4. Kelly has snubbed us, which is such a shame. Chris Brooks, we've had an offer accepted for him on a loan, which is really good. Max Robson, 20-year-old winger, valued 4.1k. Wanted by a number of clubs at the end of his contract. Would be our third best player, even in front of Forendorf. Oh, I'm going to leave him there for the minute though. Tyler Evans, we've been scouting. Goalkeeper Barry would be our fourth best. Better than Louis though, who we've just signed down. Is his contract expiring? Yes, so we can sign him and chuck him in the youth academy, and then if not, loan him out and try to make a bit of money off him. Saxon Early, defensive midfielder, wanted by a number of clubs on transfer, would be our sixth best player. I'm just going to brush past him and see whether we can move on. Newport County chasing Ramsey. Yes, that would be an amazing deal for us. So lots of areas for us to consider and players that we are tracking at the moment and negotiations that we can enter. Yappy would have been the best player we could have brought in. Okay, again, Newport County not big enough for his ambitions, which is fair enough after leaving Premier League, etc. We're going to decline that because I don't want to get into a bit of a discussion around one of our key players leaving and don't want to end up getting into a black hole there yet. I just want to move forward. Where we're going. I'll go for a few more minutes because I am conscious of a couple of little things that I've got to do today, and then I'll wrap up this episode, which is going to be episode 10, which is a bit of a landmark within this series, 10 episodes in, and I'm looking forward to what's about to come. International roundup, 2-1 loss to Slovenia. Unfortunate for Callum Brander being part of that. 33 minutes though. Let's have a quick look. Player development advice. Yep, let's apply all. Okay. Unwilling to enter isn't big enough. That's such a shame. Aston Villa negotiate deal. We can't afford it. Can't afford it. I would love to. Okay, what about a monthly playing fee? Struggling here to try and get a few players in and over the line. Players that will make the difference and add some energy to us. Players who we're relying on loan, and if they don't come in, then that's fine. We can just cancel their contract, or we have them for the season. We try to utilise the other players around us. Trying to work with a number of other clubs within the process. So this is where we're at this current period of time. Let's move forward here. Bruce rejects the loan offer, which is such a shame. Another player lost. Keanu Marsh-Brown, average rating of 6.3, involved in that. That loss there for his country. Really struggling to get Jacob Ramsey over the line. Let's try and make an offer. Loan offer, no option for the board. Do it. Let's okay. I want to, but I can't. We've lost a bit of money here. Struggling to get that money in to try and get him over the line. They seem to be willing to loan him out to us, and he would be a good loanee. One of the best players we've scouted, but we're struggling for the money. Less loan list or free. Yep, I agree. That's fair enough. Can't really argue with it. If he doesn't want to come, he doesn't want to come. If he sits around in reserves, then maybe later on in the season. Bex decided to sign for under 23s, which I thought would be as much. He rejects because he wanted more wage, more appearance fee, and his minimum fee release clause negotiated, so we didn't get him either. So we're not doing too well on the signings at the moment. We are skipping through and rushing through here. Again, I'm conscious of the time, but majority of players are turning us down. But we have the bulk of the squad signed down on long-term contracts now. We got plenty of players which we can bring through on loan from other opportunities. We couldn't afford him, fair enough. Longman snubs because of 4 different areas. Yeah, we don't have the money for these players, which is such a shame. So it shows that we have to work within the budget and constraints at the minute. And there's a few areas for us to consider what we're going to do and who and how we're going to do it. Sharrow also turns us down, which is such a shame. Tyler Evans, end of the contract. Countdown, 25 days to go until our new chairman is elected for Newport County. So that's going to be interesting. Just could bounce past. Yep, we can't afford him. So what I'm going to do is try and get Tony Adams to negotiate the deal. See whether he can do anything and use his persuasive powers. Because I feel he would be such a key player for us to bring in that sense as well. So unfortunately, we haven't got a few players that we've wanted in and over the line. However, this is where we're at the moment. So let's just skip a little bit forward. Cross snubs us as well. Optional contract. Okay, if that's it, maybe he will. Okay. Not willing, maybe his agent will come back with that. Recruitment meeting, enough time. Yep. An impressive, who said an impressive form? Yep, that's fair enough. Recruitment meeting, attend, I guess, and then let's end the meeting because I just want to skip through. Wickham have made an offer. Okay. And we're just about to move forward here. Okay guys, so I think I'm just going to leave it there. Lots of areas for us to explore and certainly move forward in the next few episodes, which I'm really looking forward to. I hope you enjoyed the series. Unfortunately, we've had to end episode 10 on a relegation. However, we are open to the prospect of next season, which is going to be really interesting. And I look forward to what's to come and certainly provide you guys with an insight and the decisions that we're making. So thank you for watching. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is RedTonto13. If you want to follow me on Twitch, again, RedTonto13. And if you want to keep up to date, it is YouTube RedTonto13. Have a catch up on the episodes that have gone in and that I've done previously. And I really appreciate you watching as ever. Engage with the football conversation, engage with Football Manager, engage with Newport County. Anything to do with streaming, always open to feedback. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Man United just signed Odegaard Dev, £117 million. Going to be interesting to see what happens with him over the next few weeks. However, I'm going to leave it there. And I hope to get another episode out by the end of the week. So lots of areas for us to consider. Again, really appreciate it. Thank you guys as ever. And I hope to catch you soon. RedTonto13.